Wheeler. Wheeler is now up 109%. It was up higher than that earlier. Isn't that crazy? $3.28 to $7.28. Nice move. And that's just since 7 o'clock this morning. Good morning, Kathleen. Good morning, Vicki. Good morning. Good morning to everybody on Traveling Trade Adventures and on TikTok. We do appreciate having you with us. Some couple of good plays this morning. Not much in terms of news. We didn't get much news this morning yet. But a couple of stocks that ran up pretty good this morning. Rich, good morning. Sheila, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wheeler still trying to push back up again. WHLR. Great play this morning, up over 100%. We're up at 111% at the moment. Not a bad little climb on that stock. Not bad at all. Moonlake Therapeutics. Podcast, music show, answers, the latest Wall Street podcast. Wheeler now up 120%. And I hope you guys made a play this morning on SMX. We hope that you made a play on SMX early this morning. Wheeler now up 125%. Good morning. Wheeler now up 122. I wonder how much that thing's got in it. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button on Traveling Trade Adventures. I appreciate that very much. And thank you guys on TikTok for popping in and saying hi and good morning. Good little trade on WHLR this morning. Looks like the sell-off has begun here, but that stock went up 125%. 125. It went from about $3.28 and hit $7.28. Just magnificent. Nice little move. And then, of course, SMX. I don't know if you guys caught SMX this morning. Another beautiful, crazy, just unrealistic move. 7 o'clock this morning, just from 7 o'clock. I know you guys have been watching SMX for several days now. That stock's been running for about 7 trading days. And I know you've been watching it. I know you've been hearing about it on social media. It's been all over the place. Everybody's been talking about it. So I know you've had your eyes on it. But just this morning alone, just this morning, it's gone. It went from $195 to $435 just this morning from 7 o'clock. from 7 o'clock to 7:30 in a half an hour time, 195 to 435 in a half an hour. Unbelievable. So hopefully you were aware of it. We made sure the Wolfpack knew about it this morning. Before we even started, we said, watching SMX, keep an eye on it. It's had a great move, da-da-da-da-da. And boy, did it go. Holy smokes, did it go. All right, let's go back now and look at G-U-R-E, GUR. G-U-R-E. Big move this morning on GUR. Finished after hours last night. About 474, I think, somewhere in that ballpark. And then went up over 15 this morning, early this morning. So beautiful, beautiful move. And it's starting to curl back up now. It dropped from that 15. It dropped all the way back to 1030, and it's already back to 1251. So it is curling back up slowly. iRobot Corporation, IRBT. We all know robotics companies have been kind of a hot topic here in the last week or two. IRBT, that went from 296 this morning at 7 o'clock to about $3.40. So not terrible. Not terrible. GUR, G-U-R-E, Gulf Reserve. Let's see, that's at 1251. We just hit 1251. We haven't been overwhelmed with press releases this morning. There hasn't been very many of them. $12.46. Spidey, good morning. Yeah, it's had an amazing run. Look where it was at 7 days ago. Just 7 days ago, that stock was down in the $4 range. Now imagine going from $4 and some change all the way to over $400 this morning. That's an insane run in 7 trading days. Shorts got a very hard lesson, I think, probably on that one in the last few days. I'm sure they've been covering like crazy. What's Jeff Brands doing? Jeff Brands, our favorite stock to make fun of here. JFBR. Jeff Brands trying to push up just a fuzz there. So we got some Jeff Brands, $175 and $2. You can see on the chart here, $175 and $2. So time to let that go. 276. It's up $1 off of that second purchase. So we'll say goodbye to that one. GURE, G-U-R-E, 1246 at the moment. That one, is that halted? Did they just halt GURE? I got 0 on the bid and the ask up here. I've got 0, 0, zeros. IRBT still running. TDIC secures an $18 million purchase agreement. Entered into an equity purchase agreement of $18 million with Hudson Global Ventures. TDIC. Now that jumped very quickly. Let's see what it's got in it. PRZO. PRZO trying to push up here. PRZO signs a distribution agreement, significantly expanding their reach into Western Europe, NATO defense markets. PRZO. X. Thank you, Big B. Big B says keep an eye on CETX micro. So we will do that. We'll keep an eye on that one. PRZO, Parazero Technologies. Let's see if we get it to bump up here. Spiked on the news, pulled back. We'll see if it's going to run or not. Let's go back and look at TDIC. That's the other one with news on it, TDIC. Let's see what we've got here at 8 o'clock. RCT, new chief financial officer. Words. Announces preliminary results, 40 million Dutch auction tender offer. Strategy and key executive appointments. RCT. Class action lawsuit. Class action lawsuit. 1900 business update. 759. Wheeler, TDIC. PRZO. Conference. RCT. E. Inducement grants. OSTX announces FDA waiver and EMA grants, union marketing authorization eligibility. On OSTX, but the price is down. There's no volume. It's in the hole here. XBP announces a 1-for-10 reverse stock split. A lot of red on these press releases. PRZO trying desperately to hang on. TDIC from the other press release, that one's trying to curl up some. BRR put out a SEC filing basically saying shareholders approved a company combination with another company. That's on BRR. ELAB, General Enterprise Ventures, congratulations. Equity stake. TDIC, still trying. Let's get a handle on Wheeler here. Wheeler starting to push back again. SMX. A little higher than it was this morning at 7 o'clock. Fluctuating a lot. I think that got heavily shorted, probably around $400. OSTX. Huh. Not seeing a whole lot here. 8 o'clock didn't really give us much, but it's Friday. That happens on Fridays. Things are always pretty slow on Friday. Nick, good morning. Chris says Wheeler's curling up. TDIC, news from yesterday. Debbie, good morning. Efficiency claims under scrutiny. Well, we didn't get any news to work with from 8 o'clock. 8:30 might throw something out at us. TDIC. That's the one that had the $18 million equity purchase agreement. Popped up, pulled back, tried to pop back up again. Now it's doing what penny stocks do. Oh, gosh. Wheeler, TDIC, ACAN, NHT. Not much. Trapper, good morning. Sim, thanks for SMX, was good to me. Nice. That thing really popped off this morning. It really went crazy. It was a unrealistic, crazy move. Of course, it has been for the last 7 days. It's been just bonkers. Real name is Josh, but most call me Trapper. All right. Well, we'll call you Trapper. As long as it says Trapper up there on your name on Zoom, that's what I'll call you. If you ever change it to just Joshua, I probably will forget and not call you Trapper. Hard for me to remember everybody's name. Everybody's names are different everywhere you look at them. You know, people have one username on Zoom, and then they have another username on TikTok, and then they have another username on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, and it's so hard to know who's who. Where somebody will say hi to me on Instagram, and I have no idea who they are, and they'll remind me who they are, and it's like, oh, I didn't recognize the username. That happens. Tony, how's the RV going? It's going good. I haven't had it out. I had it out a couple of weeks ago for a weekend, and took it out this last weekend and gave it a good bath. Got all the bugs washed off of it. TDIC pushing back up again. Getting ready to get out on our travels with Traveling Trade Adventures. Going through all my equipment, my cameras and microphones and all the stuff that I need out there for filming, and SD cards and all the little intricate little things that we need to have out there on the road. So we're going through all that stuff, building a itinerary of where we're going to visit and where the wolf pack is headed off to. and campground reservations everywhere. Where we'll be traveling to, we're going to travel all over the United States, and we're going to try to we're going to be filming it as we go, and we're going to be trying to hit some major attractions, national parks, Yellowstone, Grand Canyon, Mackinac Island, something interesting in Indiana, Ohio. You know, if there's something interesting, some place that people would think, man, that's kind of a cool place. I've never been there. I'd like to see that. That's where we're headed. And of course, we're going to film it and put out some episodes on YouTube. We'll put some shorts on YouTube, of course, but we'll put shorts on TikTok and Instagram. We have a Traveling Trade Adventures channel specifically on TikTok. So if you follow that, then you'll see some of the shorts from each day's filming. And then, of course, all the long form stuff. Each episode is going to be probably between 28 and 30 minutes. And those will be posted on YouTube. TDIC just wicked up to 55.39, up 91% on that press release. This could be two now this morning that have gone over 100% for us. 93%. Let's see if we can get Wheeler up to 100% run. Debbie, thank you. Tony, yeah, I have a KOA membership. 96% now, 97%. I generally stay at KOAs when I travel. They're not the cheapest places to stay by far, but they're convenient, usually right off the interstates, and they're pretty convenient, and they're pretty nice. Most of them are pretty nice. They're pretty nice. I gotta say, I haven't been to a KOA yet, and I'm sure there's some out there, but I haven't been to one yet that just was bad. You know, it's like every campground. Some of them, the bathrooms and the showers, public showers, are really amazing, and some of them are kind of sketchy. But you have that no matter where you go. Some of them, the camp store is incredible with everything you could possibly imagine for food supplies and everything else. Some of them kind of pretty skimpy on what they have. But again, you're going to get that no matter what campground you go to. It's hit and miss. But most of the KOAs, I got to say, most of them have been amazing. And we're going to be talking about KOA while we're out traveling. Because like I said, I primarily stay there. AMOD signs pilot with major national retailer to deploy 100 Alpha Cash kiosks, opening scalable pathway towards 1,000s of targeted locations nationwide. AMOD. AMOD. Now that has a public float of about 10 million. So not a bad float. So might be something to look at. AMOD. Yeah, I've stayed at the KOA down in the Keys, and it's nice. Everything's new. Everything there's new. They suffered through a hurricane several years ago, and the place is phenomenal. I love staying down there, down on Sugarloaf Key. That's a nice KOA. Expensive. It's probably one of the most expensive KOAs out there. It can be upwards of in the upper $200 a night during season. While the snowbirds are down there in the wintertime, prices can get pretty salty. In the summertime, when really nobody wants to go down to the Keys camping because it's so hot, prices drop dramatically. So that's usually when I go, is during the summer. But anyway, and we're going to be talking with the folks. We're going to be talking with the folks at KOA about our travel series. So hopefully we have a good conversation with them. 37 to 55 for Jason on TDIC. Nicely done. NVNI. Thank you, Big B. Appreciate that. All right. Well, we're done with TikTok this morning. Thank you so much for hitting the follow button. And thank you for popping over to our backup channel, which is Traveling Trade Adventures, there on TikTok, and following us there. We're going to be putting some more content up there as well. And we're going to use that as a backup for going live. If something would happen to this channel on TikTok and we need a backup, that's where we'll go. So, but we've got to get 1,000 followers to do that, to go live. So we're working on that. We're almost halfway there. It's getting closer. So hopefully one of these days we'll get up there to 1,000. We can use that as a backup. But that's where all of our content for Traveling Trade Adventures will be, is on TikTok, is on that channel. So you guys have a great day. We're still live on YouTube. Traveling Trade Adventures on YouTube. Type that into the search bar. Traveling Trade Adventures. Subscribe over there. Doesn't cost a penny to subscribe on YouTube. But we're still live there right now. And we're going to be live there through 8:30. So if you would like to get the 8:30 press releases, hop over to YouTube and go live with us on Traveling Trade Adventures. You guys have a great day, and we will see you Monday morning. Today's Friday. So have a great weekend. Stay warm up north and stay out of the rain down south here. You guys have a blessed day. God bless. Let's see. MLTX, Moonlight Theory, Beyond Meat, investors lost money, class action lawsuit, a lot of class action lawsuits. TDIC pulled back, PRZO pulled back, SMX still hanging out in the same spot. Wheeler trying to climb again. CETX, one big B mentioned to us. Make sure you keep an eye on that. Micro float. NVNI going sideways. Let's go back and look at Wheeler again. Let's see if Wheeler's going to push up anymore. Be nice to see that get back up to $7. Oh my goodness. Made 0,000 on TikTok this morning. Yeah, there's some nice KOAs out there. Wheeler back to 684. We might get that back up over 7 before all is said and done. Let me put my phone up here a little higher here. There we go. That should help things just a little bit on YouTube. Wheeler just spiked to 729. Look at that. Yeah, I made 0,000 on TikTok this morning, so I'm actually in the negative. I got shorted. Oh. Yeah, Mount Rushmore will be another one of those places that we visit. Going to hit some big, massive flea markets across the country. I love flea markets. I love flea markets. I don't know why. I just like it. Sometimes it's just people watching, but I love going to a massive flea market and walking around and looking at all the junk. It just, I don't know why that fascinates me. Maybe it's because I'm getting old, but I just love a good flea market. We'll be all over the place. Going to go out to Colorado, of course. Going to go whitewater rafting. Helen's got a whitewater rafting, one of our Wolfpack members. Whitewater rafting company. We're going to go out there and do some whitewater rafting. It's going to be a great time. Going to be great. And I'm excited to share it with you. You know, if you've been with us for very long, you know that I get out in my RV and travel once in a while. And I always take the Wolfpack with me. We always do our live stream every morning, even when I'm traveling. We just do. And I always have a great time. I have some great adventures. I see some really cool stuff, but I never film it. I thought, you know what? I just absolutely love to share my adventures with the rest of the Wolfpack because, you know, it's kind of neat to be out there and see some of the stuff that I get a chance to see when I'm traveling. So I thought, you know what? I'll just start filming it and put it out there on YouTube or whatever so the Wolfpack can kind of in spirit be out there with me and traveling. And I think it's going to be a great time. Let's go back and look at iRobot. Remember iRobot? You guys been paying attention to iRobot, IRBT? Just hit 375. This stock this morning was at $2.96 at 7 o'clock this morning. And it's pumped up to 375. We've been watching it. I don't know if anybody took any or not. But it definitely moved nicely. Waiting to hear about the robotic contraption. What robotic contraption, Vicki? That video that I did? Jeff's rolling Garden of Eden. Oh, we're headed to Key West as well. We'll go down to Key West, and I'll give you some footage of the outside of the Garden of Eden. Not going to go in, not going in. But I'll film the outside of it for you. For any of you that are unaware of the inside joke there regarding the Garden of Eden in Key West. It is a clothing optional bar. It's on a rooftop of a building there in Key West, and it's a clothing optional bar. And no, I will not go in there. That's not going to happen. I'll meet you on the road and be a guest host in the RV. There you go, Finley James. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Can you elaborate? I have been to the outside of the building. It's right down on what's the name of the main road there? What's the main drag there through Key West? What's the name of that road? Oh gosh, what's the name of that road? Where all the tourists go. It's where all the bars and all that crap is at. Duval Street. There you go. Thank you. Duval Street. It's right on Duval Street, right in the middle of everything. It's a little 3-story building on the corner, and the very top is a rooftop bar, and it's clothing optional. And I've been on the outside of it and took some pictures of it, but I won't go up there. I won't go. You heard it's a good place to go and talk about what you found at the flea markets. Oh, no. I'll tell you, the last time I was there, while we're waiting on 8:30 here, I got 2 minutes. I saw some of the people that were up there, and they came out. There's an outside. You go up to the second floor inside, and then to get from the second floor to the rooftop, there's an outside stairway that goes up the outside of the building, and there's a landing up there. And so the people that are up on the bar can walk out on that landing at the step. And I was out there taking pictures of the building and the sign that says Garden of Eden. And there was a couple of guys standing up on that landing, butt naked. Oh, and it was, I'm just going to say it was nasty. These guys were big, old, beer-bellied, hairy, and it was gross. It was really gross. And I said, "There's no way in heck I'm going up there." It's not a gay bar or anything. It's not nothing like that. It's open to whoever. But I wasn't going up. I wasn't going up there. Not a chance in heck. I'm sure they wanted to buy me a drink, but that no way I was going upstairs. Not a chance. And I kid you not, I was looking up at the balcony up there, the landing at the tops of the stairway, and that guy came out, and I was like, oh God, I don't want to look at that. And I looked back, and he bent over to pick something up off. I mean, if he dropped his napkin or whatever he dropped, but he bent over, and it was, I laughed and laughed and laughed. My stomach hurt so bad. It was the most funny and disgusting thing I'd ever seen. It was just hilarious. And of course, everybody in the wolf pack now has to give me a hard time about going to the Garden of Eden. So that's kind of the inside joke there. All right, ICCM receives notice of a patent allowance. ICCM got a patent allowance in China. It's a China patent allowance. PCSC announce a business combination. Freenome and Perceptive Capital announce a business combination agreement to create a publicly listed company transforming blood-based multi-cancer detection. That's on PCSC, but no volume. Decent float. It's got a 4 million public float. Decent float, but there's no volume there. DVS. Dolly Varden Silver expands high-grade gold and silver mineralization as precious metal prices surge. TDY, ELAB. People. IAC. IAC. People Inc. announces AI content partnership with Meta. People Inc. is first lifestyle publisher to strike an AI commercial agreement with Meta. Multi-year agreement. Delivers trust content to Meta AI users from iconic People Inc. brands including People, Better Homes and Garden, Food and Wine, Southern Living, All Recipes, Very Well Health, In Style, and Investopedia. It's a content partner strategy across major AI platforms. Now, that one has a 64 million public float, no volume. But I wanted to read that off. They mentioned Meta in there in partnership. Those are some key words that can make a stock move. But it's got a 60 million public float, so that doesn't help. IRBT, for those watching iRobot, IRBT pushing up. Jeff Brands enters into a definitive agreement with Scannery, marking entry into the global homeland security market. That's on Jeff Brands. JFBR. And that one just popped. And I just got rid of that, unfortunately. So Jeff Brands, JFBR, wanting to push up. Keep in mind, this one has a reputation for popping up nicely on news and then crashing back down again. So be aware of that. It's one of those stocks that just has that reputation. Let's see. NRDY, Ginkgo Bioworks selected by PNL. Looking for that volume. Jeff Brands now at 315. Wheeler just wicked up to 687, 688. Wheeler's back up now. It's up 110%. $7.23 so far. We did wick up at one point on Wheeler, WHLR. We wicked up to 729 and we just hit 739. So we've just created a new high here for this one. What did we hit earlier? 775. I stand corrected. Back at 7:43 this morning, AM, we hit 775. It was a quick wick up to 775. So I stand corrected on that one. Not bad, though. Not bad little moves on these stocks. Spectrum PCSC 1079 to 1091. Good trade. Good, nice little scalp on that. Very good. Yeah, everybody was hanging out. No pun intended. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, that was about it. We do appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on Traveling Trade Adventures. Just a reminder, this channel is not just stock trading. That's not what it's primary. I'm going live on here at the moment. I'll be going live in the future, but on the road from the RV and talking about a lot of things beyond just stock trading. So just be aware that it's not all stock trading. There's going to be a lot of RV lifestyle information, a lot of tech talk about equipment out there on the road and the destinations that we encounter and all the adventures. We're going to cover a lot of different subjects here on this channel. So I didn't want you joining us this morning thinking that this was just all stock trading. There's a lot more to me than just stock trading. I promise you that. All right. You guys have a great morning here on Traveling Trade Adventures. You guys have a great one. It's Friday, so I will see you Monday morning, 7:45 a.m. Central Time, right here on Traveling Trade Adventures. Until then, have a great weekend. Stay warm if you're up north, and God bless.